All right, guys, I have one more thing I want to mention about the Project Bluebeam thing and why I don't think that we should connect it to the UFO phenomenon. Now, the biggest reason, again, is that I just don't think the evidence is there. I mean, if you want to think about it or theorize about it, put on that tinfoil hat ever so loosely. And, I'm not saying that to be disparaging. I actually said that to somebody yesterday about myself. I will grant you that, if I put on my tinfoil hat just loosely, I'll grant that this other thing here is possible. But anyway, I just don't think there's evidence out there as a fun theory, maybe. Okay, maybe you can maybe suggest that. But what is the conclusive evidence? Not just, okay, it could be this. Let's just say that we know this technology exists. Then you can say that, okay, maybe. But the other thing I wanted to get into, aside from there being no conclusive evidence for us to be able to say for sure, apps, because some people are like, oh, man, it definitely is this. If you don't, align with my views, then they say nasty things about you. And that's not how we should be as Christians. Come on. If you believe that it's Project Bluebeam, you're sold on it, I'm not going to call you names or, be mean and all that stuff to you. But I just disagree. Anyway, so I think we as Christians, when we go there to places like this, we kind of deny the spiritual nature of things. We kind of start to deny what the Bible even says. I mean, angels visiting mankind is not something that is new, and it's something that has happened. It wasn't Project Bluebeam back in, I don't know, in the book of Genesis or whatever, with Abram and Lot and all those, those angels that went with them in Sodom and Gomorrah. Not Abram, it was Lot, right? Not to show how dumb I am when it comes to Bible knowledge. I feel like I am now. Oh, I'm on the wrong chapter here. No, I don't want to. Let's read only. Okay, come on. Go to chapter 13. Okay, so, it's happened before, and I think that we think that, because we live in a materialistic world today, even as Christians, we kind of deny the spiritual. And that's what I think that the UFO phenomenon is. It's a spiritual, at least some of it, maybe not all of it. Some of it could be government stuff, other adversary things. So, I was just thinking, okay, so it's all man-made to bring in the Antichrist, who has all these supernatural things about him. So we deny the spiritual. We deny that, these evil things can do things like that. But the Antichrist, well, he can do all the, do you know what I'm trying to say? Right here. And now I have a lot of views on end times. I'm not trying to make this into an end time study of any sort. I believe that this UFO phenomenon doesn't have to be end times related. I kind of hate how we connect it to end times. Everything is end times. Again, lots of stuff has happened throughout even the church age that could be a spiritual thing that we had to deal with different times. And it wasn't connected all of suddenly, to end times. Jesus is right around the corner. Here he comes, because this is going on. It's going to be a fake rapture event. Or a rapture is going to happen. It's going to be a fake alien invasion. And now the Antichrist can come in because we need, all this stuff to happen with Project Bluebeam. I think we're too hastily coming to conclusions. But anyway, look at verse 13 here. Revelation 13:13. He performs great signs so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And there's a lot that could be said about this. I've talked about it before on my Facebook, if you know me. With the mark of the beast, Christians are always freaking out about that, but they just forget. I could talk for hours about this, but they forget that there's things. Do you see a man throwing down fire from heaven? Where is chapter 13 in relation to the rest of the book of Revelation? What things come before it? And you're worried about a barcode. You're worried about the COVID vaccine. No, that didn't turn out to be the mark of the beast. this next thing. It's the next thing, and the next thing. It's always something else, right? And again, this is getting into the issues I have with, end times. But, so my point, though, getting back to it, is that, the Antichrist has these supernatural powers, evidently, granted by probably the devil or whatever. It's supernatural. That's the point. But we want to try to materialize it up until that point. It just doesn't really compute with me. And again, I don't think the evidence is there altogether. So you just check out the rest of this chapter. I don't see Project Bluebeam in there, no matter how you force it. Just personally, I don't. I mean, again, if you believe that, then fine. You know, it's like a fun little theory, but let's just not say dogmatically that it definitely, for sure, certainly is Project Bluebeam. You can't have any other opinions. It is that. So shut up, Kurt. You know, let's not do that. Anyway, God bless you guys.